When I fought Alvin Prowder, I finally earned a chance to fight for a world championship. Alvin and I were fighting for the newly created Professional Karate Association Light Middleweight World Championship. Alvin Prowder was a great fighter. He was undefeated when I fought him. He was 24-0 with 21 knockouts. I was the underdog going into the fight. Alvin was called the $1 Million Baby. They said he would be the first person in the history of the sport to fight for $1 million. I was going to try and change all that. This fight was tough. Alvin was the kind of fighter that always gave me problems in the past. He was taller than I was. He had reach advantage on me. He was extremely quick, very elusive. He had a ton of experience. He had fought and beat several great fighters of that era. The fight started badly for me. I was chasing Alvin all over the ring and getting hit a lot. He slit my left eye wide open in the first round. In between the first and second round, my trainers told me to pick up the pace, to cut the ring off and stay close to Alvin and beat up on his body. I did that. In the second round, I dropped Alvin with a spinning back fist. He got back up and finished the round. In the third round, I continued the onslaught, continued pounding on him and dropped him with a left hook to the body. In the seventh round, Alvin hit me with a couple good punches and almost took me out again. In the 10th round, I hurt Alvin pretty badly. Didn't drop him, but hurt him. And I changed momentum back and continued to beat up on him to the 12th round. And I won a unanimous decision, and now I was the light middleweight world champion. I was ready to take on all comers.
And we're set for round one of this 12-round Super Middleweight World Championship bout. Thurman in the red, Prowder in the yellow. It's underway. The crowd quiets down for a moment. Thurman, in his bowling style, reacts well.
Back leg roundhouse kick, and there was the stiff jab from Thurman. Snapped Prowder's head back. He reacts very well.
He blocked the kick, then went into the body. Thurman likes to stay close many times, Joe Corley. Likes to blow him away.
Prowder has switched sides, and he's using his kick fairly effectively, coming with a back leg kick. When he switched sides, there were times that Thurman has to be careful not to drop that right hand, because the back leg round kick of Prowder comes hard.
Good kicking to the solar plexus that time by Prowder. That's a good defensive weapon to keep Thurman away, Joe.
It is indeed. I tell you, Prowder's also using a 90-degree move very well. When Thurman comes in with a front kick, Prowder's moving 90 degrees out of the way. I don't know what kind of position he's trying to set up into. Good right hand then by Prowder. Seemed to have gotten Thurman's attention. Prowder doing some holding inside there.
Thurman is never known to be a real quick starter, Joe.
Right, his pace picks up intently. You can see him working the Prowder's body. Prowder got his attention again with another stiff, wide right hand.
Good overhand right by Prowder that time, but it doesn't seem to faze Thurman. Thurman, very tough, loves to hit himself.
Some redness right around the eyes. Prowder picking on that same place. Two more punches.
He's got a cut. He's got a cut over the left eye.
Already cut from that right hand, and Prowder knows it. He's going to go back after it. I cannot see the cut from here.
Thurman pushing his glove over his eye. Try to free it. There's the bell that ends round one. We'll be back with more of this great PKA Super Middleweight World Title fight, Kick of the 80s, coming up in a moment. Right under the left brow. It's on the eyelid itself. They've got some coolant on it now. That's the eye that you're looking at right now. You see the blemish right under the eyebrow. On the lid. They got the blood stopped, Joe Corley.
They do, but that is in a dangerous place. Like you say, it's between the eyebrow and the top of the eye where the eyelashes come, and that is a very, very sensitive area. I expect to see Alvin Prowder go back after it with the right hand.
Round two from Topeka, Kansas. Prowder said, both fighters saying very confident words of victory before this fight got underway. Spinning back kick. Prowder stares into it. Says, come on and get me. Good right hand to that eye.
Prowder using a lot of right hand leads.
Hard body shot by good uppercut by Thurman. Thurman counting away. Prowder doesn't want to get caught on the ropes for this guy.
No, but Prowder is very, very aware in that ring, maybe more aware than anybody in this sport. Gets himself out of trouble and comes back very, very easily.
Once again, gets that right hand, but Thurman reacts. Doesn't even flinch.
I would tend to think the longer the fight goes, the better it goes for Bob Thurman. What he's trying to do, we talked about how he leans in, a lot of weight on the front leg, and in close he's trying to lean too much against Prowder.
He's giving Prowder that eye all the way, Joe. He's giving it to him. Just to get in on it. Prowder ducking nicely.
Hit, Bob. Two more.
This is where Prowder does not want to be, but if he gets himself a little more tired, he could be in trouble.
Prowder continues to stick the eye. He needs 3 more kicks.
Prowder may be coming with a back leg roundhouse kick.
Prowder himself throwing the right hand. But Thurman is just like a bull. And he got his 2 kicks in. There's the bell, right before the bell. Round number 2 is concluded. We go back to Bob Thurman's corner, and we'll be back with more Kick of the 80s after this word. Of action, Joe Corley. And we look at Alvin Prowder right now. How is the scoring going?
I gave Prowder the first round 10-9. I gave Thurman the second round 10-9. I've got him dead even 19-19 at the end of 2. Alvin Prowder is very evasive, but Thurman seemed to have got the ring cut down on him somewhat in round number 2. Prowder landed some good stiff right hands early on in the round, and then Thurman took it away from him at the end of the round.
Conditioning might play a big part in this bout. Round 3 underway.
Good movement, Bob. Good movement.
Prowder trying to fend Thurman off with the back kick. Thurman moves in anyway.
Getting a warning for holding from referee Jay Will. Alvin Prowder holding him tight.
Prowder looking at that eye, and Thurman just pulling in.
Prowder is slipping Thurman's right hand very effectively. He's watching it come all the way in and then slipping to his right inside Thurman's right hand.
That time Thurman sneaking a left in, but Prowder not even flinching. Now Prowder has Thurman where Thurman really wanted Prowder. Spinning back fist! It put him down!
A surprising move by Thurman, a spinning back fist. That same blow put Prowder down in Madison Square Garden, but he came back to win the fight in that same round with a back leg roundhouse kick over Elmer Ford and knocked him out. Prowder gets it back together in a hurry.
Good right hand by Prowder that time. He has not been able to reopen the cut. This is a great round. Thurman now coasting a little bit, pushes his opponent off. They're slugging it out. Thurman with some good combinations, and the crowd is going wild. 19 seconds, and both fighters don't have enough kicks. Oh, we got a right hand that time.
Thurman needs 2 kicks. Prowder needs 1 kick. Prowder has 2 kicks in. That could cost Thurman dearly. He's gone strictly to his boxing skills.
He needs 1 more kick. Good right hand. There's the bell. He didn't get the number of kicks in. Oh, what a round. And we'll be back with more Kick of the 80s from Topeka, Kansas after this. Here we go again. Prowder starting out with a kick, and it was a little low. J.T. Mills just warning him. Round kick coming in.
Thurman is now starting to react to the right hand of Prowder. keeping himself out of the way of it most of the time.
Prowder beat him to the punch that time. He got a good front kick in, though. Thurman, you can tell, is concentrating on kicks early. Prowder actually slipped that right hand. Good uppercut by Thurman, though. He knows how to go to the body and into the head, another front kick. Thurman got rid of his kicks early. Thurman pouring it on.
Prowder is very aware in there. Prowder is watching those punches. He's staying out of the way of the punches. Thurman's probably doing the most damage with his front kicks into the body in there.
Right hand snuck it in, but it was at bad distance. He didn't get enough power into it. Round kick to the ribs, and a combination to the head. A solid left hand, a right hand. He's in trouble.
What a comeback now by Prowder. Prowder is watching every move, picking punches off with his glove. Thurman tried to nail him the way he did Emilio Narvaez with that front kick.
Prowder has 3 kicks to get rid of, or else be penalized like Thurman was in the last round. The fans loving this battle. Oh, he got hit. A left to the body.
Prowder's looking to his corner, watching the count. Very aware in there, trying to get it back together.
Prowder staying on the rope. Getting kicked hard. Thurman wisely using his kicks as Prowder went down on it. There's the bell that ends the round. Well, that certainly was a great one for Thurman, Joe Corley.
A big comeback by Bob Thurman. He knew he had to make up kicks on that side.
We're looking forward to round 5 here in Topeka, Kansas at the Shawnee Fairgrounds Exposition Hall.
What a match. What a match. Trying to see here with Bob Thurman with Alvin Prowder against the ropes. You see him digging that front kick into the body. That body work combination front kick and hook is what put Prowder down.
Right now, the seconds working on Prowder, trying to refresh him. They got an ice bag on the top of his head.
Bob
Thurman right there.
He threw 18 kicks in round number 3 or 4. I'm sorry, 18 kicks.
Prowder is still hurting a bit in the solar plexus.
Prowder comes out with a side kick to the face.
Thurman ignoring the right hand of Prowder now. A good solid kick to the left rib by Thurman.
We talked about the inside kicks of Thurman, and he is drilling Prowder with an close.
Thurman wisely keeping his eye on the target. Thurman's using his entire arsenal.
He's stiffening up on his jab. His kicks are very tight, very hard, as we talked about in the pro technique. I don't know if Prowder's going to have the stamina to make it through this fight.
Good right hand on Prowder. Prowder seems to be able to weather some big blows, Joe.
I need 1 kick. 1 kick. Hands up. Hands up.
Thurman just digging into the body.
Hey.
Thurman is digging those kicks into the body, and you see the right hand's just landing the vicious right hand.
Prowder about ready to go. His knees buckled. JT puts him up.
Hands up.
Prowder's punches landing on top of Thurman's head. You can hear the fans. Prowder coming back with some stiff blows.
Yeah, let's don't count Alvin Prowder out yet.
Good body blow, though, by Thurman. He worked well with the body.
Prowder's not breathing, I don't believe.
Hands up. Hands up.
Alvin Prowder worked very, very professionally out of that corner.
There's the bell that ends round 5. The question. Can Thurman keep up this fantastic pace? Because Prowder is maintaining himself. He's at least staying out of dangerous trouble right now. We'll be back with more Kick of the 80s. So hold it right here as we watch Bob Thurman in the corner. Bob Thurman is having trouble putting him away because of the professionalism of Prowder.
Prowder is moving extremely well in the corners, and I mean he is absorbing some punishment. He's staying out of the way of the big right hand, the straight right hand. The outside right of Thurman catches Prowder quite often, and he's digging to the body very well. But you know, Prowder is watching a lot of those blows, taking a lot of the sting off of them.
The cut is no problem at all now as far as Thurman is concerned. He got cut in the first round, but they've stopped the bleeding effectively. Prowder's been unable to punish that side of the face at all. What's the score, Joe Corley?
I got Thurman ahead by 2 points, 48-46 at this point. I would not count Alvin Prowder out yet.
He throws the first punch to left and to right. Thurman ignores it. Both fighters just swinging with the heel.
Prowder now knows that he can absorb Thurman's first shot.
Would it be possible, Joe Corley, if Prowder should stay out of trouble, that Thurman might throw too much too soon?
That is possible, but I don't know if Bob Thurman may very well be able to just go like this until the night is over. Prowder staying right there, willing to stay in the corner with him, picking off Thurman's right and left front kicks coming into the body.
Every time he goes to the ribs, Prowder goes down. Prowder with great skill, staying away from the blows, but when he gets popped in the ribs on the right side, he's in pain.
What an athlete, Alvin Prowder. Thurman tried to throw a front kick in too close, then landed a knee. Remember now, Prowder's staying out of the way of most of these blows. He is staying out of the way.
Prowder got his last kick in, and an effective one as he got out of the corner with it.
All right, pace it, Bob, pace it. Move.
Now his corner is saying pace, pace.
Move. Get the head moving.
They talk about a pace. There has been nothing but a fantastic, frenetic pace thus far.
Side.
Prowder just resting on the backside.
Prowder is now watching the body punches come in and is picking them off with the arms. Thurman is mixing up the head shots and the body shots.
There's the bell. How much longer can he take it? Prowder goes back to the corner. And what skill? It seems to be the most crucial blow to me, Joe Corley, is when Thurman is able to either kick or put a body punch into those ribs.
That's right. Alvin Prowder is not taking any of the blows to the head that directly. He's watching them all come in. He is reacting very, very acutely, and he's picking off the body shots now with the arms. Look at the power in the Thurman kick. Look at the power in the Thurman right hand. In the Thurman shots, and Prowder is watching everything.
The last time I saw Thurman, he was against Narvaez. And after he put a beautiful kick, as you described earlier, Joe Corley, into his opponent was able to weather the storm. And Thurman's hands were so swollen, he said he couldn't even write for the next 4 days. The score, Joe Corley.
I've got Thurman ahead 3 points now, 58-55. Don't count Alvin Prowder out yet.
Good right hand to the side of the head. He wants to work on that eye. Exchanging blows, both fighters. Prowder digging in that right hand. He wants to open that cut again. The cut won't open.
Head moving.
Prowder changing the front foot.
Prowder's landing more with the right hand into Thurman's left eye, the eye that was cut.
Prowder looking at that eye just as though to say, I've got to open it up to win this fight.
Got a kick, Bob. Got a kick. Back off and kick. Side to side, side, side.
Prowder watching every punch. Thurman's pace seems to have slowed a little bit.
Move that head, move that head.
Good right hand that time.
Hey, one more kick. One more kick.
Spinning back fist missed.
Hands up.
Prowder seems to get a peek at every punch.
Those punches now that are missing are costing Bob Thurman precious calories, precious energy.
Prowder coming back to stick Thurman with a good jab. Good right hand that time. He doesn't have the power he had earlier.
One more kick, Alvin. One more kick. One more kick for that head.
Prowder getting some points now. Looks like the eye is reddening. He's got a mouse under the eye. Thurman looking a little more tired.
Thurman's getting frustrated because he's getting hit with so many punches now. And Prowder's moving from side to side.
Gaining confidence. There's the bell that ends the round. And we follow Thurman back to the corner.
Thurman is looking more frustrated in this round than we've seen him. Prowder picking him a little bit, watching the Thurman blows come in and keeping himself out of danger.
We're looking forward to round 8. They've got the ice bag on Thurman's eye. Prowder got some renewed energy. We look at Prowder right now.
Fernand Fournoy working with Prowder in the corner along with Bernie Krasno. They said we would be surprised. The big surprise will be the Alvin Prowder comeback, and he looks like he's putting a comeback
Look at
together.
that right. Look at that right. Missed the back fist.
And every one of these punches that Thurman missed in this round began to cost him. You can see the energy that Thurman was expending in the missed punches, and he is psyched up and ready to go.
Thurman is definitely psyched. Let's see what Prowder can do. Prowder with his wits back. Looking awkwardly, jabbing and moving. Good back kick, got it on the heel.
Front leg, heel kick to the head.
Prowder using the ropes dangerously against a good hitter like Thurman. Look for lots of rights from Prowder with that eye.
Thurman has got too much weight forward now, and Prowder's coming with the wide right hand. A wide right hand catching Thurman at the right point here could be very dangerous for Bob Thurman.
And Thurman's winding up now instead of naturally throwing the punches.
Not as much crispness now in the Thurman punches.
Good front kick by Prowder.
And the right hand snapped Thurman's head back. Thurman is throwing more punches. Prowder's right now seem to be the more effective.
Thurman concentrating up top all the way when his most effective moves were down below earlier in the fight.
Doesn't seem like there's as much power in the Thurman punches now. The left eye of Thurman swelling even more now.
Prowder keeps his eyes on that move.
Come on, come on.
Prowder wants this world title in the worst way. A lot of people wondered if Alvin Prowder had the heart to stay in there with Thurman. There is no question about that now. People wondered if Bob Thurman would have the intensity to keep up this pace. There's no question about that now.
Prowder sticking and moving. There's the bell. That ends round 8. A 12-round super middleweight championship bout of the world. Alvin Prowder back to his corner. Gets that ice bag up top again. Part of the capacity crowd here in Topeka, Kansas.
What a turnaround for Alvin Prowder. I really had some doubt there in the third round whether Prowder would make it past round 6. But I see the guts and determination that Alvin Prowder is made of now, Art. I've got him behind now by only 1 point. I've got him 75 to Thurman's 76, with Prowder having picked up the last 2 rounds.
Here's some action from round number 8.
Remember, Thurman throwing more things, but Prowder landing more things. Prowder's left eye swelling more on him as each round goes. Thurman's left eye swelling on him more as each round goes on.
Coming out with the same strategy. Thurman trying to get in. Prowder getting his kicks away.
And he's throwing front kicks and side kicks and heel kicks into Thurman's face.
Good left hand right between the eyes by Prowder. Sticking with the left. Setting up the right. Thurman, solid punch to took the water off the head.
Kick! That's the way to put it together. Hands up. That right hand up. I need 5 more kicks, Bob. 5 more.
He's got him in the corner where he wants him. 1, 2, 3. Prowder lost his mouthpiece.
Head movement. Head movement. Head movement. I need a kick. 5 kicks.
Spinning back kick. Beautiful round kick up top. Didn't have the power, though.
4 more.
Prowder's still very aware in there. A lot of gas going from Prowder, that 3-point Thurman combination.
There's a little cut under the right eye of Prowder now. Thurman. About the only evidence you see is some blood on Thurman on that side.
Stiff front kick into the body then by Thurman.
And the cut is in the almost the very same place that Thurman's was, on the lid.
Prowder losing a little gas in the mid part of this round, but still very aware. Watching the Thurman punches come in.
Good right hand by Thurman. And the bell ends the round. We go back to Thurman's corner. Thurman, this time the work by the corner held. His eye is not cut, but Prowder's is, as you see there. It's under the right eye, whereas Thurman's is under the left. Thurman's eye, in case you just tuned in, was cut severely in the first round.
Thurman really came back in this round. He started drilling the kicks a little more efficiently into the body. Stayed with the round kicks into the ribs, the front kicks down the middle, and was able to land a good 3-punch combination on Prowder here against the rope, knocking Prowder's mouthpiece completely out. Prowder held himself together, but I've got Prowder now down by 2 points. Thurman up 86-84 at the end of round number 9.
Thurman waits in center ring for Alvin Prowder of Los Angeles. Almost 3 more rounds to go. And the way this fight's going, they're going to go the way. Good front kick by Prowder. Thurman, with the combination, opens the cut once again.
Boy, Thurman sped up his combination in. Prowder was set for a little slower punch than that. And Thurman actually dug those suckers in there twice his normal speed.
Thurman's got some renewed strength now. He's not wasting his energy.
Alvin Prowder, blood running down in front of his right eye.
Uppercut. You saw a lot of water fly, but it really didn't land. And there's your drop kick. The front kick that came up that put Narvaez into the ropes the last time I saw Thurman. He's got him on the ropes and he's digging away.
Prowder not wanting that to happen again, pushes Thurman away from the rope. Prowder really hurting now, trying to pull it back together.
Spinning back kick that doubles him up. Front kick to the head.
Look at Prowder's eyes staying out of that danger. Does Alvin Prowder want to stay alive? I've never seen that kind of determination.
Good stick. Good stick to the eye again. Prowder to its survival in this bout.
Prowder has to throw 3 kicks. He is 3 kicks short at this point. Only 5 seconds left.
There's 1, 2. He's 1 kick shy, so Thurman once again capitalizes here in round 10. Joe Corley, tremendous conditioning. When you have to kick in this game, PKA full contact karate, the energy now that takes triple the amount of energy to raise that leg up and to put any gusto into it.
I tell you, got to give Alvin Prowder all the credit in the world that you possibly can, the way he's coming back. Bob Thurman, on the other hand, is fighting a beautiful, beautiful fight. Look at this jump spinning back kick in tight. We talked about that earlier. Landed right on the rib. Most people would have gone down from that and taken the 8-count break. Alvin Prowder did not. Rather, he suffered that front kick to the face and then still kept himself out of further trouble. I've got Thurman ahead now by 4 points, 96-92 at the end of 10.
Round 11 of a scheduled 12 rounds. Super middleweight world title bout. Good front kick by Prowder.
There's no official odds in karate now, Art. I called around the country and asked the experts what they thought about this fight. I averaged up everything they told me, and we had about a 5.5 to 5 odds for Thurman. And you can see why it would have been that close.
Both fighters landing good rights. Both fighters refusing to give in.
Fight's not over for Alvin Prowder. It is not over for him.
Sticking at that eye on Thurman. Good kick by Prowder.
Nice jab by Thurman. Cut off the Prowder right hand.
We're in round 11.
Move your head, Bob.
Prowder keeping the pressure on. Good stick, right hand.
Thurman found himself a little off balance after that back kick.
Beautiful front kick.
Prowder's indicating his right eye is hurt.
Both fighters looking to their corners as they spin around.
Prowder seeming to have trouble with his right eye. I don't know if he's got blood in it or he just maybe caught a thumb in the right eye.
He might have just been protecting it as well in that close action.
Good right hand in by Prowder, right on the jaw.
Prowder using all his weapons now.
Joe Frazier.
7 seconds remaining in the 11th round. We've got one that looks like it might go all the way. There's the bell. We're going to have a 12-rounder. Prowder in his corner, holding on. Thurman going back to sit down on the stool. And what a tribute to these two fighters to go the distance.
There is no one out there who cannot be so firmly impressed with both these fighters and with how far this sport has come in 8 short years. Just amazing, amazing determination by these two guys.
On Thurman 10 kicks, Alvin Prowder 11 kicks, as we prepare for the
Alvin Prowder, my hat is off to you. Prowder still having some problem with his right eye. Bernie Krasno, Fernand Fournier working on him in the corner. I've got Prowder behind now by 5 points. Thurman leading 106-101. Prowder will have to knock Thurman out in this round.
And Thurman says he's ready. Prowder starting once again with the kicks early. Trying to keep Thurman off of it. Both athletes in superb condition. The super middleweight world title resting on it. Thurman sneaking some punches in. Thurman has a trickle of blood coming from his nose, I believe. Oh, a solid left left hand to the body by Thurman.
Just as Prowder nailed him with a left hand cross.
Prowder's having trouble seeing out of that eye.
There's that stiff Thurman jab.
Well, this is the fight everyone predicted. A great one all the way. The Topeka crowd yelling for their Kansas City boy. Blood is streaming from the nose of Thurman.
He staggered Thurman with that right hand. He staggered him.
Thurman stepping over the ropes now. Prowder still has a good chance if he could put him down.
Prowder looking for the right hand, looking for it. The conditioning's here, the spirit's here, the stamina's here, the technique is here.
Good right hand by Prowder that time. Prowder backing off. Wants to get the range he needs. There's the end of the fight, and a standing ovation. The crowd is going wild, Joe Curley.
Just amazing. An amazing pace, an amazing fight. Two great athletes.
And we'll stay right here for a few moments.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have the judge's decision. Judge Keeney scores the fight 116-112. Judge Conrad scores the fight 118-112. Judge Worley scores the fight 118-112. The winner by unanimous decision and new super middleweight champion of the world, Bob Thunder Thurman!